The month of August has come to an end, so it is time for yet another monthly recap here in the Braves franchise. At the end of August, our Braves are sitting at 62-71. That is 19 games out of first place and fourth in the National League East. The only team worse than us is the Phillies, as they are fifth in the National League East. And as pretty much all of these episodes go, there's always a big chunk of that episode that goes to Freddie Freeman, because Freddie Freeman is an absolute monster. The guy is probably the reason, well, he's definitely the reason why we're not the worst team in the NL East, because his home runs and his season is keeping us above the Philadelphia Phillies. So what exactly is Freddie Freeman doing? Well, he's got a .324 average, which is first in the National League. He has 153 hits, which is only one hit behind the leader. He's in second for that. 34 home runs, that is third in the National League. His .412 OBP is second, only behind Giancarlo Stanton. His .595 slugging percentage is second behind Giancarlo Stanton. And then obviously his 1.007 on-base plus slugging is second behind Giancarlo Stanton. And then the Braves also have Ender Inciarte, who's having a pretty darn good season in that leadoff spot. He's got a .291 average, which is 8th in the National League. And he also has 143 hits, which is tied for 6th in the National League. And in the month of August, a lot of injuries hit the Braves, as they have a couple Major League injuries, but they have a lot of minor league injuries as well. We're only going to go over one of the minor league ones. We'll start off with the Major League ones. R.A. Dickey, he's out for 1 to 2 months with a broken arm. His season is over. His career is probably over as well. He's probably going to retire at the end of this year. Even if he doesn't, we're not bringing him back. Bartolo Colon, fractured hand, 1 to 2 months. His season, also probably career, are also over. Alex Jackson, who is the one minor league signing we're going over, he was called up to AAA because Anthony Recker got hurt. And now Alex Jackson's hurt. So now we're going to have to do a little reshuffling of our catcher situations. We probably have to sign a couple guys just to be like guys who are just stuffed down there in the minor leagues to like $60,000. Yeah, like $60,000 contracts just to be stuffed down in the minor leagues for the rest of the season. And now if we take a look at our pitching staff, Aaron Blair has been pretty impressive since being called up from AAA, as he's only 2-4, but he has a 2.89 ERA. That sub-3 ERA is definitely what you want to see. He's definitely going to be in the rotation next year in 2018. Julio Teheran has definitely improved since his struggling start to the season. Ever since coming off from the DL, he's dropped his ERA to 3.88. He is now 5-6, much better than his like 5+ ERA that he had in the season. I believe it was almost 6 ERA. Matt Wisler, he struggled since his hot start coming up. He had a couple good starts to start when he first came up, but now he's kind of struggling. He's 3-5 with a 4.47 ERA. Mike Foltynewicz is 7-7 with a 3.85 ERA. He's going to be like a 5-starter. I mean, that's what you would expect from a 5-starter anyways. That's pretty good. Glenn Sparkman, he is 1-1 with a 2.39 ERA since being called up from AAA. So our rotation is looking a lot different than it did to start the season with all these injuries and trades we've made. But these guys have done a pretty good job at showing their worth and working their way into the rotation next year. I'd say that Blair's definitely going to be there. Obviously, Teheran and Folty are going to be there. Sparkman, I need to see a bit more from him. Wisler, he could be, depending on if we sign somebody or not, but right now he's just kind of on the fence. But with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Atlanta Braves Monthly Recap. As the month of August has come to an end, we are now heading into the final month of the season in September. Obviously, there's not going to be a September technically recap, or there's not going to be an October recap. It's just going to be an end-of-season recap because there's like 2 games in October you play. So once the season's over, we'll be doing an end-of-season recap plus off-season video in the same episode. Or I might split them up into 2. I might do one day, I might do the end-of-season recap, and then the next day I might do the off-season. But there will definitely be those videos coming out, or maybe just one video. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. And before I end this video, I want to address one thing, and that is a lot of people usually comment around this time when I get to the offseason that I should live stream the offseason. That doesn't happen for a number of different reasons, one of them being I'm always recorded ahead. What you're seeing on my channel today, I probably recorded like 2 weeks ago. So when you're seeing that, I'm probably already in like season 2 by now, or I am. I'm recorded into season 2 by now. I've already done the off season. I have my videos recorded like 2 weeks ahead, so I don't have to rush getting out these videos. It's just the way I work. It helps me work at a quick pace and helps me get out videos every day. So when you see the end of season video, you're not going to see a live stream of the off season because I already did it like 2 weeks ago. The other reason being, whenever I see those off-season live streams, 99% of the comments are just, trade for Harper, trade for Machado, sign every 90 overall free agent, and that's just not happening. That's not what I do. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Atlanta Braves franchise. I've been your host, Jersey-born, and I'm saying goodbye.
Back in the 90s, I was in